Hi Davie, how are you? Welcome to Tongue Tied. Got to get a better logo than this.
Aye, it's alright, it's doing a purpose.
Got a better one.
I've got the clip for the top, so it's working.
The clip, no fires tape. I thought she had pink eye the other day. She chopped something. She was at the care home. She was at the care home. As I got to chat to start with, she was at the care home and something fell in, to obviously clean up shit and pish, and was cleaning the bucket, and then something fell in the bucket, and the bucket, the shitey water slashed, and arrived, and then the care home didn't have any water, like sterile water, and then somebody said use Johnson's baby shampoo. And an eye, so sure that's going to sting like anything. But no. Anyway, welcome to Tongue Tied with David Bowie and our new Jim. Go Jason, you talking?
I am going to talk, mate.
This is take two, by the way. Take two. We did this 2 days ago. Spoke for what, 45 minutes?
Roughly.
43 and a half. 43 and a half. Interrupted by an old guy, wanted to do karate and everything, brilliant.
First one's rubbish.
And then Jason plugged in the wrong.
I will just put the audio over it. It'll be double like a Chinese kung fu fight.
Why are they laughing and they're laughing?
Aye, so apologies.
Right, talking about.
So we're obviously here in the new gym, the new Kamma, which is all singing, all dancing, amazing. So talk to us about it, David. What's the transition been like?
Transition, stress. Very stressful. I'm not normally known for my stress and fight shows, but fight shows and moving gym. One with a child's birthday and a wife's birthday in between. It's not been the best recipe for success.
Michelle's birthday, no, 7th.
Happy birthday to Mal, sorry for being
I know.
And so at that point, good. To be honest, Ali's obviously on board now since the tour is in here, so what can go wrong?
Some would say everything. The lunatics are running their side. That's the way it should be.
It's been actually good to, like, even since you've been coming back up to the gym and it was in the place, it's been good to, like, have the old band back together, so to speak, you know what I mean?
It's always just worked.
It has been good.
Obviously, just business model works for the idea, with loads of help along the way. Some instructors.
All the instructors, yeah.
With that as well, so we point instructors all the way to juniors, obviously Justin, teaching all the juniors, us helping him out when he needs it. Ali, I think, was teaching his class on Monday as well. So just everybody pulling in the same direction, no competition with each other.
You covered Ben's boxing,
yes,
until you didn't.
Then I'm doing
back to my multitasking days. I used to that.
I think with that, then that's made the transition easier. Obviously, it's not just us two. It's the full.
You're not having to take all the classes, move all the stuff.
Yeah,
there's been loads of folk.
Everybody brings something to it, which is good.
Well, that's it. I think even obviously this is the first night I've actually trained on it, and it's brilliant, man. What a difference!
It's warm today.
It was warm today. We were at a wee run before it, so that wasn't the best idea. A complete sweatbox when we come in, but can't remember where I was going to say that. Even the transition from moving for the old gym when I was in a couple of days, just everybody kind of walking in, getting the mats down, getting stuff.
The text went out in the chat each day. Was like, who do we have for the side? Certain days we needed folk that were just folk tradesmen and doing bits and bobs. Other folk that could sweep, pick stuff up, move stuff.
Aye.
Do a lot and every day. Basically help.
No folk that just stand and talk.
Who's that?
If anyone's ever seen Jason with a screwdriver or a screw gun,
Jason's. I gave him a grinder. Yes, it was brilliant. The Wednesday.
This was a website.
I took the sign down after the old bit. Me taking the Neves, they were waiting in the morning. When they were like fed up, like that, how long is it going to take? And then Jason's like, "What you doing, mate? Come on!" And I was like, "There's a grinder," and he's like, "Whoa, I don't know about this." And then a couple of sparks, didn't you? You kind of shit yourself, didn't you? Yeah, his man points went to.
I was on the wrong side of that.
I was like, cut the bolts after that, the yellow posts, and then he's like,
"You were much better."
No, I wasn't really. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not mine. I'm high, but not mine.
No. But Ian's good. His maths, his pride, he's kind of done that.
I gave him a hand with that, to be fair, but that wasn't
they're getting a bit of expansion, though. We need to get a cut up here now, because they're getting a bit.
Cut too much, obviously, because then when it goes the opposite way.
Is it not just because focused on it?
It'll be just be hot.
The heat will expand him a wee bit, what I thought. Sweat.
Contracts.
But anyway, on top of.
Talk about the fights.
The fight show on the weekend, profit fights.
Went really successful, went well. I think a couple of the matches you've seen today, one of the boys in the work band showed me William and Tyler's.
Yes.
One, I think there was a post up how it started. I think it must have been.
Aye, it was a Muay Thai hub guy or something
How
like
it
that.
started and how it
Aye.
finished.
With
I
the
think it's over
face-off
8,000
kind of thing?
views. I haven't even seen the face off.
Aye,
I was
aye.
still waiting there folk in, and then I've seen it.
Still trying to fix a door.
I still trying to fix
That's
those.
right, aye, you
So I didn't see any of this.
Aye, I seen the head-to-head bit a wee
Aye.
bit, because then Chris said to me in the start, he's like, oh man, he's trying to put him through a wall. I was like, ah, it's dead, man.
The two of them are brand new though. I mean,
Aye.
as much as they did that, it was a show for there. They were very respectful to each other.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're best
Nice
pals
to
now,
each
because
other,
it was wee boy, it was Tyler's birthday yesterday, I think.
That's him
So they were like, Kate, like William and his girlfriend Katie were like, oh, happy birthday, wee man, and all that, brilliant. It was all in his story. So he's 17. Aye.
You like to
You
see
do
that?
that in fight, and then we'll look at half the instructors. You know, Ryan Stevenson.
Aye, exactly.
The ones who fight, and then you do their own and all that
Aye.
as well. It's one of them, once you fight them, you're kind of pals, you go there.
course.
Well, you don't need them. I mean, I fight my best pal.
You'd always have that mutual respect. The two of you went in and went for it, didn't you? And then when you come out,
Aye, who cares?
Aye, that's what it is.
it's done.
Aye.
Aye.
At the end of the day, it's a fight. It's
Exactly.
not a fight. I
Exactly.
don't need to hate somebody to fight them.
No.
No.
Imagine they were playing each other at badminton. You're
Aye.
going to try and smash them to bits at badminton, and then you're like, all right, cool.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Well,
Aye.
look at even sparring. You high kick somebody in the head, you're like, yes, we can. So you use high kick somebody in the head.
I don't know. My legs don't go there. No, but so that's the good thing about the sport. It is always
Aye.
that kind of mutually. Of course, there's going to be not always animosity between people, but you've all got a bit riled up because you're going to fight. At the end of the day, it's a fight.
Some folk ain't going angry. Some
They
folk
have to,
going
aye, you're
relaxed,
right.
some folk-
Aye, Jimmy's brews were right down, man. You see him talking
So
about.
Sean Campbell used to have to get himself
aye,
punched
aye.
out and your headbutt
Aye.
before he went out.
Come
Me, I just used to walk about, shadow box,
Tunes.
jump
Aye.
out.
Aye.
I didn't need to see, but each to their own.
Everybody's different, you're right.
I mean, that was one of the fights. The rest of them, to be honest, were electric as well. All the way through all the C classes at the start. We had quite a lot. It was the first fights.
Yep.
It's been through very well. Each of them gave a great performance. They just went for it. Plenty to learn.
Oh, of
Aye,
course.
because we barely had a hard match against Pete's boys for Aberdeen. And
I
that.
think the thing is, you're the same with your show, obviously, and I tell everybody, you're not going to get easy fights. I goes, I won't give you, I'm not going to match. You just go and whale somebody. If you do it, then you've done it because you deserve to do it.
Aye.
Yeah.
But there's no point in me just going, well, this guy, he's jobby.
Aye.
You can go with him.
You can go and sting over them.
You don't learn anything to it. If anything, they're the worst people to train.
I know.
You see if you knock somebody with a right cross to your next fight,
Aye, that's all you're going to try
you
and
try to
do.
get your story using that bloody right cross.
Aye.
There's something different.
Well, obviously, after I messed up the last podcast on Tuesday, and I was speaking to Purden after it, and he was saying about his fight, he felt as though he was maybe heavy critical of himself, and after it, he didn't think it was as bad when he watched it back. But I was
Aye.
saying, what you need to remember is, you weren't fighting like a mug. You
No.
were,
That's the
it
thing,
was a hard
yeah.
fight.
Aye, Derek's
for you.
brilliant.
And if you had, I think what I was saying was that when Mark Alderson got his fight and won in the first round,
Aye.
he probably needed that for his confidence a
Aye.
wee bit.
Yeah, to move up.
Aye, 'cause
Purden
he's a
didn't
couple.
need a confidence.
No,
He needed
he
a good
did
5
well.
rounds,
Aye.
which he got, and
Everyone was even matching that way, and it put a headline.
Aye,
That was
aye.
made to be
Aye.
a headline. I'm quite glad the way we structured the show.
Mm.
If you like the 8-man tournament, 4-man, 8-man, whatever you want to say it, quite early on as well, having up and then it gave the other boys a shine.
Aye, the local boys.
Because obviously the 8-man tournament's got its own shine anyway. Of
course,
guys
aye.
on it.
Yep.
Obviously the big show and all, so.
Aye, Jimmy got the crowd going.
Everybody's dancing.
Some dancing.
Photos are out. I've sent most of the instructors the photos and most of the photos.
Aye.
Has it showed you them, Jimmy's?
No, I've not seen Jimmy's, no.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Justin sent me one, me and him, and then they sent me the link to Chloe's
Aye,
thing.
I'll send you all of them.
There's hundreds of them.
I've not had a chance to go through them all. Same with the ones for the gym, we'd Chloe take pictures in here. So
Aye.
Aye, good.
try to get pictures of that.
Good.
Aye.
And-
Kyle's fight.
Aye. Oh, Kyle, aye, he was
Kyle.
phenomenal, man.
It just shows you. that
He's still
is
hobbling, Max, so well done. He's still hobbling. He's still got a hobble, and he's fighting in Italy in a week.
Another good match. Obviously took the short notice fight
Yep.
on
Power of Scotland.
Power of Scotland.
against, who was that against? Sorry.
Barry Campbell.
Yes,
against
solid
him, so
guy.
Another solid fighter. One basically see how he deals with man strength now. Kyle's obviously been in the game for so long, so technical. He builds up, but like see if he could take it. That fight took a few hits. This fight took a few low kicks and that. And
He said his shins weren't as bad though, so that was progress.
Aye,
After the Barry Campbell fight, it was like,
Aye, he was in agony, wasn't he? He
that
was.
is a bit that Shinny's take that wee
Aye, you don't
sharp
realise-
pain off
aye.
it. It's still a dull pain, but
Aye.
the wee sharp kind of nip still kicks on.
aye, chipping your bones to bits.
He was, again, just his style's brilliant.
Very
wasn't he?
composed.
He's very, aye, he is.
But you were saying
Yeah.
on Tuesday that they used to be like that.
No, not at all. I mean, he used to
He's
be very
working.
off balance. I think balance is probably the bit that comes to me with Kyle, which changed with his footwork and that. He used to throw a lot of techniques. We wasted some of them. Throw there, over commit, over spin. The same with some of his WBC belt. When we were going, that's how we changed some of it. He was swinging missing. When he missed, he was off balance. When his kicks were off balance. He's took those changes now. And then anything wasted, misses with a hook, he's ready with the kick. He's already set up for his next move.
He's progressed on us.
He's got a pleasure to teach in that sort of way. Because he took his career much higher than what mine you get, and go much higher there, but he'll listen to somebody. If you go to him, do this, is that. Right.
He listens to you all the time.
He's bigger than the idea, which is what you need. Teaching
be coachable.
You don't need somebody to go out with, you know. Turns out we do.
Exactly. I know, even any time, if he's hitting the bag like, after his PTs or whatever, he's done the desk, then I'm like, oh, do this or that, and he's like, aye, cool. Try it, is it?
And that's something you can't teach somebody that to listen on, do you know what I mean?
No, there's other students who are like, aye.
It's one of the hardest things, obviously, in the ring. Somebody shouting, it's getting people to trust you as well. So you need to come to classes, you need to come to people, you need to see you. You need to have trust in me if I'm shouting something in the corner. If I'm shouting, jab cross low, you need to go.
We should tell him that.
You might not see it, but nobody's punching me in the face. So I'm outside, so see we say jab cross low's there, nobody's hitting us. So it's getting the trust in the corner to do it. If you don't train with them, you're never going to trust. So it says you need to train all the classes, get used to everything that's going to basically have a horse in the race with you.
I know, he was like, I was really impressed. No, that I say that as in, I wasn't expecting it, I know, but again, I think we said that Pete's boys are always pretty well skilled. I've seen Mark fight before.
In the country,
he's not going to put somebody in that he doesn't think is capable of again, kind of a good fight. It was just the tips to the face, like everything he did was just on point.
He's getting some power.
Aye, because he did rock Mark a couple of things with good punches actually. He nearly put him down, or did he? I think he went down and he got back, and I think he dropped it, go back up maybe, Mark. I think he was off balance, did he? I'm sure he touched it and got back right anyway. I
was like that, I didn't know what round it was. Any time. Is this round, even with Justin during the juniors, and then I'm like, is this round 4 or what round is this? I don't know. Because they're like a minute rounds or a minute, we're just boom, right, corners.
The junior show building up to it. But we could probably get it a wee bit more smoother with Justin's matchmaking.
It was class. I did the gear any of the easy fights. Some had to gear away weight.
The young man that's lying in the corner, I think it's just because he's here, but I'm in the corner.
That was a great fight.
I'd gladly watch them fight about 50 more times because they're such nice guys and her. Connor's brand new. I interviewed him.
I was asking where he was going on holiday and that. He's like, what? What was he talking about? Thai boxing? I was just talking about him. Hi, Deborah.
I think things like that, obviously, if you can keep sparring each other and keep doing that, and go and leave the egos. You don't need egos at that age, then they'll learn. Just come up and just keep going.
You were saying that right then, they'll get each other better. We'll get each other better.
We'll get each other, just constant. See you later on.
Bye.
Grace and that as well.
Grace and
after that one. Again, I didn't get to see everybody's in the junior show because I was running about everywhere, but there was sort of standout ones.
UMA, Jim, Aaron, come on.
They're
brilliant. Because he's the guy before Omar. Jack fought Omar with the teeps.
Yeah, he was good.
He was good as well. I'm happy. The event went well. He's built up into this. This went very well to weigh-ins and everything else.
Definitely. People getting to see the gym.
I think so, I mean, I think got a stamp on at least East Ayrshire anyway. Going about with the place.
100%.
Which is what it's about as well. Get growth, get the kids in, get everybody learning.
And there is a good stable of young fighters in here, which is brilliant.
There's plenty of bad sparrow.
Amazing.
We Blair.
Blair, try to spar with his gloves.
I know.
I had my bag mitts on the night, but we weren't sparring. I had my bag mitts on the night, but we weren't sparring.
No, just touching.
And I was playing my big ear, so I made up for it. And I think the only other one we spoke about the other day was Caden. Caden and the...
Reese getting kicked in the face.
Again, I've seen it. To me, it looks like I'd need to slow down again. I've seen it, not live. That, to me, in the motion. And the going. I spoke to Reese the next day, didn't seem to have any qualms about it in the hotel. They're a nice boy, really nice guy. Chatting away to them. Never, to be honest, I never brought it up.
I know.
Never said anything. if he felt anything, I think.
Aye, you'd have been more aggrieved about it.
I think
he
he
mentioned that.
was quite happy. Again, still young in his A-class career.
Aye, first
No, that was
A-class.
his first one.
Against Caden.
Still, oh, and that's plenty of time. I don't even know what age they are.
I don't know.
They just look younger.
I guess.
Aye, they're younger than us, that's for sure.
That's all I know.
I think, see, I've thought about it more and more, and I know I said it was in that
The
kind of
judges' chat,
where
aye.
it was kind of discussed at length. But I think, see, for any of these things, you can't put a blanket over them and say, if this, you have to look at them individually. And do you know the matter I think about, like, I don't like comparing it to football, but
VAR.
they've got VAR, right? But you think
I was just going to pop
they
that.
watch that. They watch the same incident like 4 or 5 times and then still sometimes get it wrong. So, like, in a fight, it's difficult, but I don't think.
Fighters' lives, and it's the way this goes, the way it's going out and panning
And there's not a chance the referees, unless it's like blatant, like we said, like
Aye.
he's on his arse.
Aye, and he's
And then you're like, 1,
pause
2,
and then hit him.
boom.
Aye.
Kid was like getting beat for all the rounds or anything, or smashed in about, and then he's like, oh, there's
An opportunity.
It
No,
no,
it wasn't like that at all.
I
think
was
you're
thinking
right,
of
David.
watching probably the same thing because it's sport.
It was the same with
Definitely
Liam. When
a
Liam fought
continuous
Scott
movement.
at the first race course one, I think. I mean, Scott McCullough fight.
Oh, aye.
Glasgow Fitness, he needed him in the heat a couple of times.
Yep.
And then he
He's
kind of
dropping,
fell.
aye.
And then Liam did pause a wee bit more and then kicked him in the face. But I said it was fine. It was funny.
But, but again, the thing about it is they're dropping for shots. And again, you go back to it, it's a fight.
Aye.
You can get elbow folk to the face, you
I
can,
know,
knee
you can
into
get
the
shin
face,
right in the
and if
face.
you're breaking for a clinch,
As
get
I
your
said,
guard up because you're going to hit
on
folk.
part one.
Sorry, okay.
Take one.
Go on to my apology.
As I said, basically, I teach them as it's a fight. You're in a fight, if you're in a C-class and you're in the head, what do you need in the head?
Defend
Don't have your head
yourself all
down
the
there,
time.
defend yourself all the time. If you're doing there with your head, take it as a chance it's going to be
Mhm,
Now that-
Even if they're
And that's it. If I roll and go to the ground, first thing I'm doing is either cover them or take a roll well a couple more times.
Aye, get right out of the way.
And that's just it. And I'm not saying you can always manage it, but I would never see one. I hate folk turning around. This.
Aye, using it as an excuse.
Just fight.
Yeah,
I mean, you're in a fight. You
Yeah.
choose to fight. This is what we do. We
exactly.
fight. It's not for everybody, and everybody goes over the ropes. Hats off to them. Some folk go over the ropes. Decide it's not for them. But
Aye, but they've still done it. Aye. You
No,
find
it's
it.
done.
Aye, you
You
do
find
it.
it very quick. It's a very humbling sport.
Mhm.
For finding that out quick,
Oh,
Aye.
as
definitely.
we all know.
Definitely. That ego check once you step in there.
You know, it's just it's can be an ego check stepping in a room now.
Aye.
With some folk would go that. You can judge, see amount of folk can judge folk size, folk this and that. I mean, I'll use Kyle for an example, he's one of ours and I don't know why. He doesn't look like he's able to do what he does.
Aye,
and we're in the sport.
Aye.
We
He's a
know-
big
we
dog.
know-
Just tall,
we
He's
know
a
what
tall
the-
glasses,
we
aye.
know what the body bit is.
Loves
That's
Pokemon.
what we can be done.
Yeah.
You're on the street, you see him just sitting there and somebody like that. I don't think he can probably just smash him.
Exactly.
Aye.
Exactly.
Aye, looks of the
That's it,
same.
you just don't know.
It's the same way anybody that does any martial art, like
Aye, what's the thing?
the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu folk, they're all like
That
geeks and
Mikey
that.
Mushemi or whatever.
Aye, just
Big guy,
aye, he's quite, he
aye,
looks a bit
quite-
like Kyle.
quite for that.
Respect.
Nailed it.
Roll about stuff.
Aye. Aye.
Chokes you and that.
Like for me.
No, it's not my thing either,
I
but
did,
yeah.
I did enjoy the wee bits. I dabbled with it, I enjoyed it, but I think.
There's more similarities. See, like the clinch and that, like framing and bridging. Clinch, and if you've done a wee bit of jiu-jitsu, you're like, alright, aye.
I think we did a bit of the wrestling, did the sort of MMA training, the wrestling quite easy to pick up in that
Aye.
way. Not saying it's an expert wrestler by any means, but with the clinch, with the
Aye.
idea kind of.
'Cause you're stunning up.
I think that's the same if they come out with.
Mhm.
We've got that out punch.
Aye.
Aye.
No, just a hundred like that.
Until you
I
get
tried
jabs
it a
down the
couple
knee.
of times. It was absolutely useless.
What?
I was useless at grappling and all that.
Did you?
Aye.
Your shoulder used to just keep dislocating though. Mine all the time.
Aye. It was
Every time you get a
chance
clinch.
to get it fixed. Aye. But after I got it fixed, like, I tried
Where did you
it,
go? Nails? Andy?
to get it fixed?
No, for
Oh,
wrestling.
the
Jiu-jitsu shit. What did you do?
Force Fitness back years ago. It was wee Jock Love.
Aye,
You know,
Joe.
wee-
That's who did it with me at Callahan's bit.
Aye. He was. I mean,
I
he
turned
was
up,
quality.
and Andy Callahan said you could go no gi because I was training for an MMA fight. Turns up, and then we jokes like, ah, no, you need a gi here. And then I had to give Andy Wilson money for it. I was like, right, cool, man. But it was like up to there on me, it was tiny.
Aye.
It's basically like getting choked out with your own clothes.
Aye. You don't know what's
Aye,
happening.
with the gi on, I was like, what you didn't give my trousers? I didn't know this was the rule.
I was just trying to be strong, like just straight in. I was just every time my arm moved, it was going. I was like, nah, this is nothing.
No, it's too many
This is nothing.
Because I tried it years ago with Callum's dad, see Jamie Binmore,
Oh, aye.
Aye, Jamie's aye.
2000, what was that, 7 or something. He would try and show me stuff in the gym, and after his PT, and then me and him went and done a couple of PTs with like Rick Young. He paid for them right enough.
Rick did the
Because it was like
seminar.
£80 or something for a
Rick did
PT.
the seminar, and I think we were at that. No?
And Callahan's? Aye.
In this big seminar. And I was with, is it Sean the Disgrace, was it he called him? Sean, what's his name?
Oh, the Disgrace Taylor, aye, yeah.
Oh, aye.
Sean
Shawnee.
Taylor.
I'm jumping in. No, done any triangle once. Tackle twice, trying to do things like that. Tell me how you do it.
Aye.
It's that.
What are you getting at this?
I bet you do 3 triangles in 3 seconds for that.
Aye.
So you've got to go with somebody else.
I'll go with somebody else.
Stand
will
up.
help.
Aye, pass it on, so we'll see what happens. Right, see, with your fight, David, what would you say? Would you look back at your fights? Because obviously we said that day you would consider it again. Would you look back?
I was never at a very everybody out there that knows me and has googled or done any research. I was never known as the best fighter in the world. It was gamey. I would keep going and fight and basically at me. Very awkward was my way.
Well, I filmed you on Tuesday,
what we're doing
and Keith McLaughlin, Keith messaged, because I was like saying in the video, oh, you still got it, right?
Aye.
And then Keith messaged, you can't get what you didn't have in the first place or something like that. And then I was like, no, the fire in the belly, mate. I know what I'm talking about. His tenacity. Aye, come on. There we go.
I remember a bit later than you, mind you. I was never known for my technique.
No, Keith's fat, isn't he? Keith's fat again.
I was probably never known for my technique or my ability in that sort of way. I think probably I'm a better shotter. I'm better at teaching other folk what to do. I can read a fight well. I know what I should have done.
Yeah.
My body just doesn't do it.
Aye.
But I enjoy fighting. I love fighting, I love sparring.
Yeah.
Either I've still beat people that are better than me, beat in that sort of way as well. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed fighting.
Aye.
I would probably fight again. There's a few mistakes along the way, a lot of injuries. I mean, I was in a car crash a week before fighting Snowball, which I probably
I can't remember that.
wouldn't have done again. Oh, that's
The medal back one.
oh, I had a medal back one. It threw me with like an empty tracksuit. I had to hold it up for it.
Aye. He was trying to eat breakfast the next morning. He was like, I can't do it.
So that's what I probably should.
But then it was funny because we parked right on the Royal Mile. Well, I did.
Oh,
We just drove up the Royal Mile because there was no bollards, but there was no bollards that are in the flare. In the flare, right? So there was me, Michelle Bowie, and then I was like, what's happening? And the lasses went down there, and he directed the pedestrians at the road, and I just drove down. I had to drive down the pavement. I had to drive down the pavement to get out, and I was like, I'll be fine, jamming. Aye, we got away with it. Don't come and get me, Edinburgh.
That was one of those fights, the worst person in the world to fight that sort of thing.
Aye.
I mean,
Oh, it was just
even
clinch.
me in my A game, being there, bags a rock. You know what I mean? So that when he was grabbing me, probably still would have went the same way. But my neck would have been as sore the next day, obviously. But that was for Scottish title. So
Aye.
I had to go there, so I fought obviously a few times for the Scottish title. Again, could sell good tickets. Probably could still sell good tickets.
Aye.
Aye. But yeah.
You've gone global now, Dave. You're on tongue
As you
tied.
said, I think Misha said it as well, obviously. Probably technically better some folk, but you're more than a fight, mate.
Aye.
That was always the plan. It was always, I think what my style was, but you still, if you've got a choice, you want to fight straight away, but it's just a beast. Too awkward and went there, and that was all I did.
They didn't even like to spar with you because you were just all elbows and
Elbows and
Awkward.
That was it.
Because you don't even spar with Kyle before his fights.
I don't
Because
spar with
Kyle
Kyle.
hurts himself after you.
Kyle comes up when we move around.
Kyle's all technical.
But
Boom.
out the road, I was like, no, I'm just sparring.
Aye.
Just in case he hits something off me and I injure a fighter. So I try and actually not do it too many of them. Just in case, because I'm weird.
An odd boxing style. The
Listen,
drunken
yeah,
boxer.
when I started when I was 11, probably 90 stone. But we were starting like to my Kev.
Aye.
Kev's up to there.
I know.
Yeah, so I moved like Kev. My first thing was to move before I went out to hit.
Yeah.
'Cause
Aye.
even Kev hitting at half pace was still safe as hell.
Oh,
it battered you.
I know.
So I moved and I moved and I moved first, and then I went out to hit. And that's kind of.
I can't remember if I sparred with Big Kev back then. I remember.
You would remember, mate.
Aye, that's what I was
You definitely would remember.
Maybe I didn't.
Well, it was all community centres, and we touched base on this last time as well. So it was community centres, and most of the older folk watching or whatever, and this will be the same.
Remember, aye.
Getting swept in wooden floors and church things,
Aye.
scalps in your toes.
The varnished floors.
I know, I don't want to be on my knees on the flare.
Oh, it was rotten. And there was a Doug's Doug training class. I had 2 minutes before I was at Rickard.
It's crazy.
We were on there, obviously puppies getting trained and stuff, so they were quickly getting mopped up.
Dog jobbies.
Do you remember a lassie pretended she was a duck in Kamma, Chapel Hall? Do you remember that?
Remember wee Lynn, she would always have epileptic fits.
That's what it was.
Aye.
No, she started back.
No, I
Did
don't
you know?
I remember she was like trying to climb on a
That's
table
what
and she was having an epileptic fit.
I remember that.
And we just had to lie her in the flare and let her
Did she not
do a
back?
thing. I don't think so, Jason. I think you're making that up. But aye, Lynn, aye. Shout out to Lynn if you're kicking about him.
Aye.
Trained as well.
You don't think you would have done this?
No, she'd epilepsy. She'd be fine, and then she just sometimes. Then some classes she
I
would
was a bit very tearaway back then. I liked to drink, you know.
Yeah, beach plenty. You're
Aye,
probably still drunk.
they
coming
were
in.
different days. I vaguely remember him barking. Maybe she didn't.
I think
That's a
there
shame.
is angels back today.
Don't know.
No. But again, that's how a lot of folk fall into something like this.
That is the thing.
I will talk about that.
That last time as well. It's actually probably a bit of a fluid this way. How we did this conversation.
We've done a practice first.
Folk starting any old age. I mean, we're not letting obviously folk are going to try to attack each other and do stuff like that. But it is a channel to come in to improve people.
Aye.
It all walks and kids coming in. You said that obviously there's nothing for kids. There actually is.
Yeah.
We just need to go to the right places. You come in, first class is free, see how it is, get them in, then you basically learn to know the top dog all day,
Aye.
as everybody else.
And even if you're shy, it helps you get out of your like.
So you'll make friends.
You come in,
Put
oh,
your
aye.
shell a wee bit.
Aye.
There's about 10 stories, imagine if you've interviewed as well, we've got the same idea. Their gym's all close, most of them are quite a close community. They all go together, that's what we've got in here, obviously,
Aye.
it's a family gym. Everybody's constantly in helping each other out. Folk, new folk come in, everybody gets their names and then they party it as well, whether you're fighting or not, whether you want it for fitness, whatever you want to do. That's it. Some folk don't even want to do it really that much, they just want to have
Aye.
friends in it. And that's it.
Because some guys will go and play bowls like you. He also plays bowls.
Terrible.
And
What about
darts or
the-
whatever.
Aye.
Something like that, but they can be the other thing.
Aye.
Of course.
It's a good workout and a good laugh.
And you get slagged.
A wee
Aye.
community.
More
like
slag
that.
in the
I
bed.
think a lot of folk will kind of see gyms, groups, fitness teams like that.
Aye.
And that's a good thing, I think, when it comes to this, because also, as you said earlier, it kind of gives some folk that wee ego check. So you can get a group of boys coming in here, and then all of a sudden they're getting humbled. No, they're not getting humbled, but they maybe feel a bit more humble, a bit.
Aye.
Well, if you've got one of them, if you think about it, see somebody who's no trained in a low kick at all, no mind punching, no mind doing the rest, see if you kick somebody squarely, even 100%,
Aye.
on the leg with a low kick that's not been kicked before, that's when the workout.
Aye, for self-defence and that.
That's it. I mean, that point, to be honest, self-defence, that's your best thing to use.
Aye.
A low kick.
Front kick.
That one punch killers, I'm sure you've all watched it as well.
I've seen that woman on this morning, have you seen that?
With the pink gi. I shared that, but I didn't put anything about it, right, just in case folk thought I was serious.
Aye.
And Alex Nedden for Headhunters, he reacted with a laughy face. I said, oh, it's amazing.
Have
Have you not seen it?
Some guy grabbing her from behind with like a balaclava on, and she's like, yes, just turn your neck like this and you can still breathe. And then all you need to do is kneel down, and then the guy falls over, and Alison Hammond, and that's like, oh, wow.
Aye.
And then he's like, oh, it's mad, the amount of street fights that are on Instagram and self-defence things. And folks still
People are
don't know, have a clue.
I know someone said something like
Your
that.
mobile phone's the best thing, man. Like, imagine that if your head.
Right in
To
the
be
beat.
honest, most of the way of any attack, see, if we grab each other, so see if you grab me,
Aye.
see you, and I give you time to get full grab,
Aye, I
then
know.
you sort in. That's it, so it's reaction.
It's situational things.
Ah, of course.
Sometimes a reaction, if you grab my wrist and I move it quickly, we'll get a big grip. If
Aye.
you grab the wrist and I need 5 seconds.
Or if I run away faster, that's the best thing.
Run away is the best thing.
See ya.
Anyone comes in and try to break us,
Aye.
get out of it.
Especially in the street, I think it's
To be honest, when I'd walk away from
You
it,
would.
I could
Oh, aye.
walk through it, and I was never an angel.
De-escalation.
And that's what I told you, such a picking up the top of the 10 years ago.
Me?
Yeah, yes, man.
that-
Drove me down the top of the taxi rank for me.
Yes, I do vaguely remember that actually. Aye, that's right.
Like, what are you doing? Nothing. In the taxi rank.
Blaring at folk.
Let's go.
Here we go.
It's funny that because it was all, like mostly through work. The amount of times I went folk out that I knew, and you're just like, right, on the road.
Aye. I thought I didn't deserve anything else that happened to me, to be honest, but
No.
sometimes sending me home is the best thing. Well, back then, sending me home was always the best thing to do.
Aye.
But that woman, no, I mean, I think she's there was videos. I seen a few videos getting shared, and everyone's like, I don't know. She had this obsession with sniffing your own armpit.
Aye, that's what she said. Yes, that was it. Aye, because the guy was choking her, and then so she's turned this way to get a wee bit of air because of the gap and that, right? And then she's like, yeah, just sniff your own armpit, and that's how he fell. That's how he fell down. Aye.
I could work maybe doing again.
Aye.
Don't get me wrong, you wouldn't need to do somebody grabs you.
Well, they always see like safety training and stuff, and they always say, "Let's try this, and you can do this move." And I'm like, and luckily they've changed that a wee bit just to say you can be shown all these things. You see if you're not practicing them, if you're not competent.
It's like first aid.
Run.
It's like first aid training. See, like first aid training. You can do all right. It's 30 breaths and 2 hangmies, but see until somebody actually falls down in front of you, and how you don't panic or whatever. Aye, it's like you can be like, oh, panic station. Jesus, what's going on here?
That is the thing. This is well, just everyone how to react to anything. Anything you're learning, get respect in that moving is going to help you. In the long run. Well, I'm not saying this will make you the best expert at all these things, but
no.
It gives you something.
Gives you more fitness.
Gives you a start.
Gives you.
You better know how to deal with people. There's a lot of folks social awkward that have come in. Not very social awkward. Still a wee bit.
Still a wee bit. Get off the weed.
You used to speak well. That's one of the biggest bits. Whoever said weed didn't cause trouble.
Definitely.
Well, I was listening to Jimmy Carr on Joe Rogan because everybody smokes weed because of Joe Rogan smokes weed, right? But Joe Rogan didn't start smoking weed until he was 30, which makes sense. You're like, right, you're a man, like your brain's developed slightly, and he's done his taekwondo, and he's using it for comedy or whatever. But now it's all like 17, 18, 19, 20, and they're all like, oh,
Joe Rogan does it.
Aye, you're like,
well, a lot of folk things,
or the other instructors. So it's like us sitting here going like, aye, weed's good. And they're like, oh well, they're older, they know what we're talking about, so we're saying it's no good. No that it's no good, but no good to you. No good at a young age. What a fight. Aye. Because it increases your anxiety, and what's more anxiety inducing than getting in a ring to fight somebody? Aye. Because folk are in here like, oh no, somebody's watching me. I get the camera out earlier on. I was training a boy, you know who he is, training him earlier on, and he's like, aye, I know, and I was like, right. Go now, I'm going to film you. He's like, oh no, I can't do it. And I'm like, and you want to fight?
You were talking about that seminary with Amos.
Damien Amos, aye.
And then when we kept looking and you were like, oh, wait a minute.
I know, I was getting nervous. I was like, oh my god, I feel shit.
I remember years ago we did the skateboard meeting.
Aye.
Years ago, and honestly, every time we come by, I was getting it completely wrong.
Aye.
We're just meeting time, like that. On the other side, there's a jab crossing a kit, and you're like, oh.
Make sure I'm doing it right.
Because I'm scared even remember who it was.
Exactly.
Yes. So you just, some of these watching, so you end up thinking you're getting judged on.
Oh, definitely. What's the kind of plans for the gym there? Obviously, the obvious plans are to get it
booming.
Get busy. A few more bills in it, so get busy,
that's not cheap.
Get moving. Nothing's cheap in the idea. So
nothing worthwhile is.
Obviously, plenty of other people in the Thai world have seen chats on, pay memberships, get this and that. It's one of the hardest things to get folk do. Yeah. Folk don't mean to bum you, but sometimes they bum you. Other folk mean to bum you, they bum you.
Aye.
They're constantly chasing. And that way, to get it moving as a business as well. Been guilty for a lot of years myself, just having it as, right, let's do this. But yet you still need to keep it as a business. You need to do that to get it moving, to get it going forward. And get folk fighting. Plenty of fight shows. We spoke about that.
Oh, aye, that's right. I've got some fights
coming
shows
up.
Is there any doing Cads one?
Cads one, Dean.
Aye.
Dean on that.
Nobody else. She was asking me the night. That's how.
I was wanting to be on it, and then just hungry side to my fantasy. Those are 2 fights.
Aye.
He's taking a wee break.
And gone to Verona, obviously.
Then Verona, so we took fire for that. So unfortunately, he's just been feeling it for doing another one, but he has been active. So
aye, definitely.
Doing it. So now, obviously, Dean on it. Then we've got hungry side with Kyle, with Purden on. Wanting Dylan back once he's in the windmills now. So get him back in, hopefully get him back on it.
Good.
He's class.
He was rolling.
Mark back in.
Yes.
We'll try one more with him at the end of the year probably.
See how he goes.
Can lose his weight. He's on holiday now.
He's on holiday.
In America.
Pictures, big in America. He was some sort of drink of food in his.
Well, got to enjoy it, to balance off, don't you?
Don't go to America in the week.
Exactly.
No.
I think I used to eat just for the sake of
And then get back. I'll get him out running.
Aye.
Lose the weight after. Good for you.
I need to be a trainer, that's one thing.
We did a wee run the night before class.
I was
Need to
trying
get-
to chase the way to swimming tonight. I went swimming, got there, then swimming's off.
Oh, no way.
Oh, you're drunk?
On the way back, sleep with my pals, trying to get back off at night.
Aye.
Nah, it's not. Then I'm going
Get in the
to
house.
build a bed now, 400 bits of
Aye, of course.
something to try.
Hey, listen, if you need a hand, I'm good at this.
Jason will pass you the
Listen,
screw.
do you know a true story actually? This was years. In fact, I was going to the Thai. I had a fight coming up, and I had it must have been Ailey was just born, and we bought a new cot for mother care when I was still when I went and bought this cot for mother care, and I was like, I've got training tonight. I need to train, and I said, I'll build that before I go. And honestly, I got it almost done. Right, I got it almost done. I was like, I don't believe it, man. There's a screw missing. So I was on the phone to mother care and I says, I've went and bought this. There's a screw missing with it. And they were saying, oh, can you go through all the pieces? And I was like, I've got it in front of me. The whole thing's really just one screw missing. And I was like, I need to go. So I hung up and I was like, right, I'm going to the gym. I'm training. I've got this fight coming up. Get back and it was built. I'd built it the wrong way. I'd put screws in the wrong way.
Oh, what a tit.
I thought, what a panic. So
Well, this is the bed.
Aye,
We got
about-
2 different ways.
Aye. About Tegan's cot bed. Now you get when it's like a wee baby, it's maybe up the top.
Aye,
And then it's away. I built it away down the bottom, and I was like, this is gonna get fucking smashed in front. Aye, you shouting at my mother that. You alright? I was like, you just take your t-shirt off, and you cleanse off, right? You dismantle it and rebuild it. Aye, no bad do. Can do the IKEA.
Just always trying to get nurses ready and try and get that. They don't even leave your room for 6 months.
Oh.
You need everything done.
I know.
I know.
It needs to be pretty.
For them just to be in a room that's no there. Aye.
No anymore.
Fatherhood better.
Yes.
I love my those training as well. So
Double figures.
Leighton's away.
He's away in Malaga.
I think he comes back.
See if I
Yes,
find again.
well, I think he will. He's doing well with his work. You know, so it was last year. So he's one of them again. He's one of them. He's good. He enjoys it. He's
Aye.
big and hits hard. But
And he's young enough.
yeah,
He's plenty.
That's right.
He's
that's what I
19.
said this year. And seeing all the boys look back and that as well. Get your clears as well.
Aye.
Get that
It
soft.
does sound like you should. Everyone in the tie, it would be good.
Aye, some folk do it, and then they see them on Instagram and like, oh,
Which is
I should
there.
be
I
doing
mean,
that.
it's well done.
They get sponsorships now and stuff.
It's hard. It's a hard game. And even trying to live in it.
I imagine Ty's your job at 20-year-old. Do you know what I mean? Like, phew.
Aye. To fight as well.
Aye.
But then again, you've got to weigh that up against. You could put everything into it, get an injury, and then all of a sudden.
I think if you're doing everything into it, if you're doing there, you need to be in Thailand.
Oh,
You need to be
I would
where it's cheap
agree
enough
with
to
that.
live and train.
Aye.
Or
And you can get fights regular.
Because if you're over here and you're training to live, even without obviously selling mum and dad's, a bit easier, but still.
Aye, you're staying at your mum and
Yeah.
dad's.
But again,
Stay there
you're
to train.
having to maybe travel here and everywhere to get fight shows and try to
You
get
need to get paid on
paid.
and all the rest.
Aye.
So that's
But it's
that's
obviously in
hard.
Thailand, just with fights coming up all the
That's
time.
why
You can fight everywhere.
most people that fight obviously go to the both.
Aye.
They go to working and fight,
Yep.
which is a balance we all
Aye.
have.
Yep.
Just not as easy to do.
That's it, no. Anything else we want to
Yeah.
cover?
We can miss
We're
it.
going to
We
Italy.
can miss it the movie. Oh,
Miss it.
Verona.
We're going to
Aye.
Italy.
Aye.
For Italy.
Scotland and Verona.
Team Scotland fought for the Grip House, OBs, us,
Panama.
Cuggies, Andy Rosies,
Who else?
Martin, his boy, Alfie,
Nat Clan.
Nat Moy Clan, aye, we did it.
The bits
It was a good team as ever.
We'll be there next Wednesday. I think Damage and Endangered will do it in Scotland.
Aye, they've made new
Props as
t-shirts,
well.
yes.
Oh, brilliant.
It's all wearing them.
Endangered rep, damage rep.
All good. See, everybody works together in this game now.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Which is again in that bit better now. We've noticed the big difference now. Work with everybody.
Aye.
It's all there, everybody in Spa. I mean, Kane can do in Spa.
What's the
I
thing?
know.
Everything
I
in
know.
Spa. It's all good. All
Aye, everybody
sorts of
gets
all
everybody
fine.
better.
Going there, they're still there.
It was Caden's, well, it was Liam's fault. Because then Tam was like, oh, if you want Caden to come down. I was like, alright, Tam, sorry.
What was that for?
Aye.
Because Liam was
Aye.
like,
I know, because Liam, him and Liam were talking about Spa, and then I was talking about him, Caden coming on tongue tied
Aye,
again.
aye.
And then I said, just come down and Spa. And then Tam's like, oh,
Oh,
mate.
speak to me first.
Aye. I was like, sorry, Tam.
Aye, you do.
You know I love you. That's how I film him behind the scenes.
You ask the guys as well, see if they're going somewhere. He's
He's
like,
easy
you know,
stuff,
find
aye.
out and basically the backhand.
Ah, yes.
Go learn, go move. It's not going to folk.
I might,
Because we could do ULTs come up.
I might be going up to Aberdeen, no, but
I know, you're trying to make me battered off of Jamie Allison.
no,
Is that
I
Alex
spoke,
Barry?
I spoke to Pete about maybe going up.
He's
And
about
I was saying
88
I'm
kilo now, he
supposed to
said.
be, because there was a,
My way.
I know.
with the show's been the show on the 28th. I've got a hotel booked for it because I was going to be going up for judging on it. But I don't know if I'm still going to go up. But I'd text Pete saying if I do still come up, I'll come up and do a wee bit of sparring, maybe even film something.
How long was I away? I worked up in Aberdeen for about a year and a half.
Yep.
That's why I'm doing
I training with Scott and everything.
And there, I basically messaged them, it's Pete and that, it's like, cool, come in, train. We're in there, nobody tried to like me up, everybody knew
You were shit.
stuff and famous then, but who I'm like, as in, we're jamming
Aye,
and everything else. Everybody was alright, everybody tried to kill me, everybody was just dead nice. I made loads of pals every time I got there on the show.
Aye, because Rio's been up.
Yeah.
Rio was up working with his work.
Liam was up.
Liam was up.
So I've always been to go to Angelo's as well, just at the opposite side.
Aye.
Obviously, them, but again, he always said, what? And that's what we do, you know, folk whenever they're working away, I think Jimmy and that were actually trained down south and all. Normally between us all, we could just go.
Text somebody
Aye.
and get.
Alright,
There's a wee
guys,
guy. There's a wee guy come down here and all. His name is Blair. I think he worked something Aberdeen. Trained
Yes,
the Angelos.
yes, he did,
Then he
aye,
comes
he
in.
was
He's
up
not
there.
been in this bit, I don't think yet.
No, I've not seen him for a
But he
bit.
was in over the old
He was
bit.
standing outside your
The old place looks again.
Aye.
Maybe, yeah,
Aye.
moved to here, I've not done that yet.
No,
actually.
no.
Yeah, that's not
Aye, I know, that's a good point.
We have moved.
Aye.
Aye, stick it on the old bit.
I don't know, but I did say we'll go up with Pete because Jamie could get some good sparring off of him. And
Maybe.
And I
What
could
day
maybe.
is it?
Well,
I'm in
it's
for a minute, we're in
28th.
Italy.
Well, it's in 28th. That's
The
all
day
right.
after my
There's
40th.
some demons
I know.
out there.
The day after
thing
my
is,
42nd birthday, just get
If I
back.
don't go up, then we do need to try and arrange to go up.
We'll arrange it. Huh?
Birthday over there.
Aye, 27th.
Brilliant.
Well, no drink for that then.
No.
Aye, very good.
Who's in, hopefully we don't get. Well, we've only 3 fighting now: Harvey, Enzo, and Kyle.
Kyle, aye.
So hopefully it's.
Hopefully straight finals. Bomb.
There's hundreds of coaches there.
Aye.
We might get outranked anyway. God knows. What's happening? We've got the WBC back and
We
this is
avoid
back.
the politics of it.
This bit. And, oh, I'm in the corner. Blah blah blah.
Just,
All right. Just give him a drink
you're
of
already
water.
getting your excuses in for getting a baby.
Give him a
We're
drink of
just
water.
too easy going guys.
Give him a drink of water and tell him to
Drink
punch him.
water. I don't know how to hit somebody by doing it in the wrong spot.
Exactly.
You're there because you have to be all.
Exactly.
Good luck to them all as well.
Aye, best of luck. Best of luck to everybody in Verona. I think
That,
that's about us. I think
Good.
we're done. Sorry again for my fucking.
you need to put that up. See in the do a wee clip of us with no sound. You need to just admit your mistakes and move on.
We don't really miss much else on it. I think we spoke
No, talk about he does the like Denzel Washington, which
Nah.
which is enough for Cardinal Sideline.
No. Can't diss.
I like,
You can't
I
diss
like
the
him in
Denzel.
Training Day.
Training Day.
Give him that, man.
What about American Gangster? He's good in that.
I don't know if I've seen that.
That's-
These boys are three. We agree, body of two is a bit silly. Ali tells his sharks are wearing the costume.
Well in the costume. Google it.
Phil, there's a paddling pool.
And, other than that, I don't think we do any other.
Nah, there wasn't much else.
Based on that, so we kind of structured it a bit better this
That
time.
was
Aye, that's
actually,
good.
man,
Well done. Well done,
Well,
David.
Yes.
Cheers, David.
Nice meeting you, boys.
Yes, nice meeting you. Aye. Thanks.
Thanks.
See you tomorrow. Michelle's like, why does Bowie need to phone you every day? I was like, I don't know.